Okay, so let's wrap up the railings here, and we're going to go ahead and just fix this geometry problem here that we talked about in the last video, at the end of the last video. But before I do that, what I want to do here, just to work a little bit more comfortably, I'm going to take the top railings here from the second floor, and the one right there from the staircase that leads up to the second floor, because that's what I'm going to be working with. I'm just going to isolate selection, just so that there's less clutter and this goes down a lot easier and smoother. Okay, so let's start off with this area right here. This isn't going to be too bad. As we can see, there's a little bit of penetration going on right here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We can see that the green railing here is already an editable poly, and the one on the right is not. It has an editable poly modifier, but I'm going to go ahead and collapse that just to make it a complete full 100% editable poly. Okay. So let's see. It really doesn't matter which one I start off with. I'm going to pick I guess the blue one to start off with. Okay. I'm going to take this polygon. I'm going to turn on ignore back facing too. Very important. I'm going to take this polygon here that's at the end, and let me see what I'm going to do with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back like this just for now. What I want to do, let's go back to this guy and find out what the location is of this polygon right here. Pretty big polygon, but we're going to try to figure out where it's located. So let's open up the transform tool, and we want to see the direction in the X. So this is its direction, or its coordinate. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to the blue one here, and I'm going to paste that coordinate for that polygon right there. That's going to place it perfectly right there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take this polygon here, and I'm going to take its Y coordinate. Alright. I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to paste that Y coordinate. So now they're no longer clipping, but instead they're kind of joining up at the corner right there. So now at this point it's actually pretty easy. All I have to do is take this polygon here, hold down Shift and E to extrude quickly. That's the shortcut. If you hold down Shift and hit E, you'll notice that the extrude icon pops up, the cursor, and you can just click and drag to extrude this out interactively. Okay. And what I want to do now is come to this object here, take this polygon, copy its Y transform, and once I do that, I can come back to the green one and paste the Y transform right there. So it's perfectly aligned. You see that? So now it looks like it's joined up. All I got to do now is, let me go to see-through mode here. Let me go back to the blue polygon. I need to delete this polygon, the one on the inside, since it's not visible. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to come to this object here. And I know that there's a polygon here on the inside. See that polygon right there? I'm going to delete that one. Okay. So now that I did that, I can go ahead and join these two together. Now I can attach them together and weld them if I wanted to, which is probably what I'm going to do. So let me open up the quad menu. I'll go to attach, and I'll attach those two objects right there. Okay. Now the vertices are not welded right now, and if I go to views, turn on X view and turn on open edges, I can see there's a green edge right there. So I'll select all those vertices there. I'll go to my quad menu, go to the weld options, go to 0, and then work my way up. And as soon as I increase the threshold, you'll notice that there was 100 vertices before, now there's only 96. I'll hit OK. And now you can see that my X view shows 0 open edges on that object. Perfect. Okay, so that one is done. Now let's come over here and let's work on this one. So I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to look at this coordinate here for this polygon. And you can see that the Y coordinate is at 0. Okay. Now let me take this guy here and find out what its Y coordinate is on this polygon. And you can see it's not 0. It's negative 0.09, a very small number. So I'm going to take that, copy it, go back to this guy, and paste that number right there. So it barely moves it a little bit, but I need to be exact and precise. So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to edge mode, I'm going to select all these edges right here. See that? All those edges right there. And you know what? I don't even have to select all those edges. Let's just select these two right here. And I'm going to go to connect. Connect that one time. And I need to move this edge all the way over here. So I have this edge here. It's going to help me make a polygon right there that I'm going to use. Let me go back to this railing here. I'll select this polygon. This one right there. I want to get its Y transform. So let's take its Y transform. I'm going to copy it. Go back to this object. Take that edge that I had and paste the Y transform. So now they align perfectly. Now it doesn't matter which one I extrude. I can extrude this polygon out to reach this one, or I can extrude this polygon out to reach this one. It really doesn't matter. So I'll just take this one here and I'll extrude using Shift and E on the keyboard to do that quickly. And there it is. Okay. I'm going to delete that polygon because it's an inside polygon. I know that I have to delete it eventually. I'm going to go to this object, take that polygon, and I'm going to delete that one as well. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy here. I'm going to go to attach, and I'm going to attach this guy. Okay. And now to seal this in is actually going to be very, very easy. I'll go to edge mode. I'll go to target weld. I'll select this edge or the bottom one here. Get the bottom done first. There we go. And then the top. And boom, there we go. Very nice. So we've connected all of that, and we pretty much fixed that. Okay. If I wanted to, and I felt inclined to, I could take this edge right here. Okay. And I could use the chamfer tool, go to the chamfer options here to make that nice and rounded in the corner. You don't have to do this, but I'll just show you how to do it, just for the sake of showing you. And I can give this a good amount of chamfer. Something like this is fine. Give it a good amount of segments, maybe 6 to make that look nice and round. Hit OK, and it just gives it a better finish on the corner right there when you chamfer those kind of things, as opposed to leaving it square like this. That's not to say that there's no such thing as a square corner on a railing. Sure, plenty of railings in the world have square corners, but for this one, I'm going to chamfer it simply because it looks nice. I'll give it 6 segments again. And I'll just spread this one out a bit. Something like that looks good. I'll hit OK. And there we go. Now at least if there's any kids in this house and they're running around, you don't have to worry about them hitting their heads on the corner right there and getting hurt too bad. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to exit isolation mode. Check out my railing there. Looks good. Looks really good. Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm finished with my railing here. I'm going to leave it alone. Again, we're pretty much done with that. If we check out the railing down here just to make sure we didn't miss anything, looks good. Okay, so the railings are finally complete. Took a while, but we got it done and they look pretty good. So I'm going to end this video here, and in the next one, I'm going to start to wrap this up and start doing some cleanup on our house.